Hi everyone, Harris here. I haven't made a running video in a while, but I'm about to start training for the Boston Marathon and getting back into running videos. And today I'm going to compare two watches that I've been meaning to compare for probably a year and a half, just haven't done it. So I'm going to finally do it. It's not going to be crazy cinematic or anything. I just want to give you the content. This is the Garmin Venu versus the 245. So I'll jump right in. The Venu I bought because I was looking for something to replace my Apple Watch, and because it had the color touchscreen, I thought that this would be the watch. Didn't love it, didn't give me everything I wanted, so I eventually went to the Garmin 245, something not as flashy, not as thin, doesn't have the touchscreen, and I wasn't expecting to like it, but I ended up liking it a lot more for running, and let's go through the reasons now. So for starters, the Venu is a sleeker watch. It looks more like a generic Android Wear watch or just a smart watch in general. This could be made from any manufacturer. It doesn't scream Garmin, but this 245 does say Garmin more, and it does say running watch more, and I think it does look good. I like the round watch face. I like the black bezel. I think if you put the right watch face on it, I think it actually does look nice, but it doesn't have the sleek touchscreen. Okay, now to be fair, I have the boring black one. It also comes in a gold, which looks kind of cool, and then the rose gold, which actually looks pretty nice, and then the silver. And these are for the Venu 1. The Venu 2 has some different colors, so you can get a good looking Venu. I guess the black one is just a generic smartwatch look. The other ones look pretty good actually, but this does mean that it has the physical buttons, and the Garmin Venu only has two physical buttons, basically a activity starter and then the back button, which also doubles as a lap button, and then the top button works as start and stop and kind of like the play or pause button. And a lot of the interactions with the watch is scrolling with the touchscreen, which is okay, but even something like an Apple Watch that also has a touchscreen has the digital crown on the side that you can scroll, which means that your fingers don't get in the way of the screen too much. I did run into some issues with this with the Venu. So for instance, when you pause a run, up top it'll have like the green check mark to finish the run, or the red check mark at the bottom to delete the run. Sometimes I would be trying to scroll, just the sensitivity, I would accidentally touch the completely wrong thing, or if I was trying to scroll, it would take it as a press, and then it would click something that I didn't want it to click. This has happened a couple times while I was using this. I learned to be more careful, but that's the type of thing that can happen with the touchscreen. You can see in this screen, sometimes I would get confused and I would accidentally try to scroll through it. So you see, just like that, I was just trying to scroll and it saved it, and I wasn't done yet. So that was kind of annoying. Whereas that is impossible with the 245, and the buttons are clicky and tactile, and I actually really like using the buttons on something that is a dedicated running watch more than a touchscreen. And this means that when your hands are super sweaty, you won't have any issues. If you're wearing gloves, you won't have any issues. In any other circumstances, if your hands are dirty or whatever, you don't have to worry about a touchscreen getting in the way of using your finger. So I think just for a dedicated running watch through the summer or the winter, something like the 245 or anything with buttons and without the touchscreen is just going to be better than the Venu, and that's really what I found. The touchscreen was nice, and sometimes it made interacting a little bit easier. But honestly, if you learn how to navigate the 245 and other Garmin watches with the buttons, I much prefer physical buttons on my running watches. Now, secondly, there are just some key features that were missing from the Venu in terms of running. So here's a few weird things that the Venu just doesn't have. So you can't customize the lap display options. Now, I'm sure that you can use other applications, like other running apps besides Garmin's running app, and then you can customize the lap splits. But unless I'm wrong, someone can leave a comment down below. On the Venu, you can't actually customize what your lap splits show you. Your lap alert, so here you can customize what you want your alert to be. Lap time, distance, pace, total time, and then there's more options you can go to as well. So you can see what that looks like, time, and then your pace. So I think that's helpful. And you see auto lap, you can turn that on, but you can't customize what your lap shows. So your lap just shows you your time, and that's it. Secondly, you can't add more than 4 displays on your running face, whereas on the 245 and the Forerunner series, you can add a ton of different displays on the running app. The Garmin 245 and just the Forerunner series in general, when you go to your run settings, you can see your data screens, and you can customize as many as you want. You see the little plus button down there. You can add more, and there's just a lot of really good screens that you can do. So here's a map, You can race against a certain pace, so you can know if you're on track for a pace target. Your heart rate gauge, which you can get on the Venu, then you can see you can customize these options, and it's just much better in terms of the screens. But if we go here on the Venu and we go into our run settings, so go to data screens, you see we only can have 3 data screens and a heart rate gauge. And then we can customize what we want within those, but that's it. Kind of weird. So then afterwards you can see your distance, time, pace, calories, and steps, and your laps. And then I can delete that so that it doesn't sync to my Strava. Okay, so now if I end this run, I cannot accidentally delete it with my finger. So you see we have more options too once you pause it. So I can save for later, which is awesome. And I can also do a lap from the screen. On the Venu, if you pause it, these are the only options you get. You can end it, you can save it, you can delete it, and that's it. And then you can see your data by going into this view. But with this, it brings you up to this view, and you can do a lap right from this setting. You can resume it later, and these options are just much better. So we'll go ahead and we'll save this. And then you see the data that it'll give me afterwards. It'll give me my training effect. And then I can click on this. I can see all stats. And it's just going to give me more data after the run, which is just better. It's just better. Heart rate. Again, this is like a 0-second run, so but yeah, and then I can delete that. So I like the data that the 245 gives me after a run way better. Now these both have a lot of great features. You can get music on both, although you have to pay extra on the 245, whereas that comes with the Venu. And they both have Garmin Pay, so you can pay for things on the go with a credit card using Garmin Pay. So yeah, if I had to choose between the two of these, I would absolutely go 245. I actually think it looks better because I don't know, something about this design looks less sport watch and more just like, yeah, I'm a runner and I like my Garmin watch. Whereas the Venu's like, I kind of want a smart watch, I kind of want a running watch, and I'm going to get a slightly subpar running experience. In terms of the actual running quality, I get very similar experience with both the heart rate and the GPS accuracy. So it really depends on the extra features. If you're going to be doing things such as golfing and yoga and weightlifting, then go for the Venu, or if you just like the design a lot better. But I think for most people that are really just in it for running, the 245 is just my preference, 100%. I do like both of them though. Anyway, a little bit of a ramble here. Let me know your thoughts. I'll leave links down in the description if you want to get either of these watches. And of course, if you buy using my link, I'll get a small percentage back, so you'll help out the channel, and I would greatly appreciate that. Make sure you stay tuned for my marathon training videos that will be coming. Additionally, I'll probably be doing a review of my Garmin Fenix 5S Plus that I've been using for a few months now. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions or comments or anything else below. Thanks for watching.